Oh, hey there, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, finally have the subscriber giveaway cars completed. And yeah, just wanted to show you guys what had been done to each of these vehicles. This is the third installment to the video series. And yeah, sit back and relax and enjoy the build. Yeah, so where we left off, I had just finished putting these together, putting the two cars together based on some feedback. And I'll be honest, these were kind of somewhat challenging, even though the vehicles were just so more or less basic. I thought, I try to do what I can to kind of spruce them up a little bit, if you will. So. Anyways, this is how the vehicles had turned out in primer, and I had asked, just for a little bit more requests or some suggestions in terms of coloration, and yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to basically paint, flames on the side of a car, and I've been desperately trying to figure out how to use these paint markers of mine, but as you'll see in the video here. It doesn't really quite turn out the way I wanted it to. It was actually getting pretty neat looking, but I still need some more practice to get it to be just right. So, anyways, I'm just going to start adding some white base to each side of the vehicle and draw out the flames. I think the next time I do it, I'll do it a little bit more free flowing, like I'm doing here with the white marker. For the Corvette itself, I didn't really got too many suggestions on terms of coloration, but I thought I'd try to do something a little interesting and just kind of use like a sponge effect on it, kind of give it back its original yellow color, and make it look like it had lost some paint over time, just from general wear and tear. And I didn't bother basing the car brown to do any kind of like a rust job. I thought the Corvette shouldn't be completely like as rusty, so I figured like the body itself would be still pretty good, but the armor I'll make more rusty. Yeah, and I thought it would be good to paint both cars like basically the same. So I decided to try to start experimenting with painting the Ford in the same manner, but it wasn't really looking that great, and I kind of gave up on it. So with focusing some attention to the Corvette, I decided to start painting all the all the armor black, like a black base color first, and then continue on with actually enhancing the armor with the silver effect. Now with the Ford, one of the suggestions was to make the car black, and I thought that was a kind of a good idea. Make like a black Roadster, and what I noticed was I had the brush kind of wet, and it was leaving sort of this like paint chipped look over the gray primer, and I actually thought that was kind of neat. So I just kept doing it like that, and thought maybe it looked kind of like it was fading, just like the Corvette's yellow paint job. Only I'm using water and just straight black paint. So once all the black paint was dry on the Corvette, I went over it with a generous amount of silver, or I guess like an armor paint color. I decided not to use any kind of wash on it because I didn't want it to mess up the yellow the sponge that I was doing on the body itself. Plus, I had a different idea in mind for getting the armor to look a little bit more corroded. So moving back to the hot rod, I was still determined to try to make the flames stand out. I thought, well, I've got the marker base coat of white, and I was using I was using a car in the background as a guide to just kind of make the flames. So you have a little bit of white, a little bit yellow, and typically like orange or red in the flame, and that's what I was trying to mimic. But I needed a better, like a finer brush, and it really wasn't just kind of turning out the way I wanted it to. So as you can see, there was a little bit of this blend going on here, and at some point I'll get this right. I mean, it looks pretty good, but I gotta come up with a better technique in terms of literally drawing flames on a car. So I'll get it eventually. I just wanted to show you guys what what I was doing to basically learn how to do it. But yeah, it's not quite as good as I wanted it to be. Okay, so for the Corvette, I decided to use like a sponge, basically a sponge job on the whole thing in multiple colors, and it kind of made this layering rust effect going on. And then the Ford, I painted everything black. I went over the flames. There was a little bit of extra clips that I kind of just removed, and I gave up on it. And I thought, well, I'll try using a tattoo, and I have this a bunch of tattoos that I bought in a previous video, and I'll put a card here to show you that particular video. But yeah, I mean, with these, they're supposed to go on pretty good with just like water. But unfortunately, I forgot to take off the plastic covering on one side. So I kind of messed it up a little bit. So we're gonna call the Ford here sort of a I don't know, an unintentional accident car. So yeah, the way this is the way the cars turned out. I kind of dusted everything up with makeup and really kind of liked how actually the Corvette turned out in terms of a sports car that had seen better days. But I'm going to be reaching out to the winners shortly, and hopefully you guys like these builds, and maybe I'll do it again in the future. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great night. Cheers.